Yeah, and his son is a drug addict.
Right. Yeah, 50 said he put him in rehab.
Yeah, his son's a drug addict.
Look, man,
I kicked it with Lil Meech, and he getting money and all that now. But this is like my unc's son. Like this is Big Meech, a dude that I was up under when I was 17, and I seen him, and his dad hates drugs and all that.
What's that? It looks like there's firearms in it.
Sir, listen, I swear to God, I'm not putting that bag. That's my little brother's bag. Sir, listen, I swear to God, sir.
I know, but unfortunately, there's certain procedures we have to follow anytime something comes in that's prohibited, correct?
Right.
The story of BMF has been told through word of mouth over the years. Many prominent rappers have made references to Big Meech and the Black Mafia family over the years, cementing their name in hip-hop forever. However, Starz' BMF has opened up the gates to properly tell the story of Big Meech and Southwest T from their rise in Detroit to all across America, in the process exposing some family secrets that no one knew before. For Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr., who plays the role of his father on BMF, the legacy surrounding Big Meech wasn't explained to him by family members, but rather from word of mouth. During a past interview on All the Smoke, Lil Meech revealed that he had no idea who Big Meech was until he had gotten older. "I really didn't understand until I started my teenage years," Meech explained. "I'm hearing the rappers say his name in songs and I'm going out, and I'm just running into all type of different people and they telling me what my dad did for them. Because my family still wasn't telling me as I grew up like, your daddy is Big Meech." While the BMF empire crumbled, Big Meech was still able to provide his children with the type of life he wasn't afforded as a child. This meant top-quality education at private school, a vast contrast from the education Big Meech received during his teenage years. "I'm finding out how big he is through people I'm around and stuff I see on the internet," he continued. "I grew up not knowing who my dad was. When I was in private school, I remember my homie showing me Wikipedia pages of my dad. Like, 'You know this, your daddy?' But following his father's release from jail and his subsequent fallout with BMF executive producer 50 Cent, things seem to be falling apart for Lil Meech. The G-Unit founder has suggested Lil Meech has become a drug addict and called out his newfound friends for not looking after him. Just recently, 50 hopped on his Instagram with a post showing Meech fast asleep while being pushed around in a wheelchair with Amy Winehouse's Rehab playing in the background. According to 50, Meech has been dabbling with drugs, and it appears that's taking a toll on the BMF actor. "Damn, this is bad, you believe me now," wrote 50. "Oh, now you want to believe me, okay." He continued with another post asking where Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross are to guide Meech. "Help him out, you knew what you were doing. You used him, and now you're not going to be there for him, SMH. 50's latest attacks against Meech come after he claimed sending the 24-year-old to a rehab facility after allegedly showing up to the BMF set high and vomiting. "People don't know I had to send Mimi to rehab," 50 claimed. "Russell Hornsby peeped he was high as F on set. He started throwing up at a weapons test, then Ian told me the little N had whippets in his truck. I said, what the F is whippets? I look, it's the S that be in BB guns." In addition to Lil Meech, 50 is also feuding with his father, Big Meech. Once the BMF founder was released from prison last October, 50 called him a rat, which led to Big Meech hanging out and taking photographs with Rick Ross. In the ongoing war between Fif, Lil Meech's boss, and Big Meech, his father, the young actor seems to be leaning towards his dad, which is what anyone in his position is expected to do. Lil Meech recently took to Instagram to pose with and praise his father. He made it clear to his fans that he was overjoyed to have Big Meech freed after spending decades behind bars. "Before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family," he wrote. "My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death be for dishonor." The last line feels especially pointed in light of the 50 Cent saga. Both Meeches have been subject to the rapper's mockery and elite social media trolling. Lil Meech even tried to reach out to 50 privately, only to be clowned by the rapper as a result. The Many Men hitmaker posted a DM exchange between him and Lil Meech, where it showed the latter trying to keep the peace. It didn't work, even though he threw a Rick Ross insult in the mix. "F Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts," Lil Meech wrote. 50 not only refused to budge, but he began criticizing Meech's professionalism on the set of BMF, or rather, lack of professionalism. The G-Unit mogul claimed that the actor had a problem with drugs behind the scenes, and, well, he has an alibi. According to Brick Baby, there may allegedly be some truth to some of 50 Cent's allegations. During a recent interview with Vlad TV, he opened up about his own experiences with the actor, alleging that he knows he battles substance abuse issues. Lil Meech is a drug addict, he alleged. I've kicked it with Lil Meech. Brick Baby continued, claiming that Big Meech looks down upon drug users and therefore sees his son in a negative light. At the end of the day, I feel like Meech came home and felt like his son was a failure as far as what was going on, he explained. You're broke after $5 million? And you've got a drug habit and a clothes habit, but you don't got nothing saved up but you Big Meech's son? Big Meech and 50 Cent's beef began after the former drug kingpin teamed up with Rick Ross for his Welcome Home concert, which was ultimately shut down. Fifth saw this as a major betrayal and immediately began going after him online. Around the same time, the controversial Grammy winner celebrated his Power Book II, Ghost star Michael Rainey Jr., taking home the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series on Instagram. In doing so, he threw some shade at Lil Meech, who stars in his other series, BMF. As Meech and 50 have been feuding, Rainey recently revealed on Instagram that he once attempted to take Meech under his wing. Michael Rainey Jr. explained that Meech wanted to be Big Bro so bad. 50 Cent shared the comment on Instagram while writing in the caption, Michael Rainey Jr. won NAACP Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series. He is going to be better than all of us. He's focused. Got 2 movies in the can, boom. In a follow-up, he added, I'm so happy for him, he worked hard for this moment. The NAACP is really all we got. We do bigger numbers than a lot of shows, but we don't get nominated because of diversity. Fifth has, on several occasions, explained why he feels betrayed by Lil Meech's allegiance to Rick Ross, his sworn enemy. He recently explained his problem with Lil Meech in a post on Instagram. He wrote, I did more for Mimi than anyone in his life, Boozy. That's why he responded like that. If he gets locked up, I'm the first person he calls to bail him out every time. When I saw him laughing at his pop post, I said, oh, he's a snake too. He belongs with him. During a recent interview with Vlad TV, rapper Boozy Badass shared his take on the beef, claiming that it seems like the BMF star has nothing but love for Fifth. I didn't like his response, but it seems like he got genuine love for 50, he explained. My response would be, NFU, that's my daddy, FUN, let's go to war. According to 50 Cent, however, Lil Meech's intentions may not be as pure as he thinks. Coincidentally, whatever made Fifth and Meech to start beefing didn't even materialize, the homecoming party organized by Rick Ross. During the mentioned interview with Vlad TV, Boozy Badass even weighed in on the start of the feud. The Louisiana-born performer discussed how Big Meech's Welcome Home concert was canceled last minute, days after Fifth prayed for the event's failure. The arena was open, everything was open, it was going down, Boozy recalled. During sound check, however, he was informed that the show was shut down. Some federal people came in here with letters, he explained, like, shut this S down. 50 Cent shared a clip from the interview on Instagram, poking fun at the debacle. Hey, I'm just asking for a friend, he captioned his post. Does this mean the show's not going to go on? Fifth's shade comes after he predicted the event would get shut down, then denied any involvement. I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone, he told his social media followers amid news of the cancellation. I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think I am. Boozy also shared his take on this during the interview, claiming that he would have done the same thing as the actor had Fifth gone after his father. Fifth even went after Big Meech's funding program, trolling the former kingpin all over social media. One of his latest attacks against the former Black Mafia family boss came in the form of a GoFundMe page for his benefit that Fifth shared on Instagram. Help Big Screech pay his $30K a month Airbnb. That's one of P's cribs. Shout out to Quality Control. The G-Unit mogul captioned the post. Many people saw this as disrespectful to Meech and his circle, whereas others wanted 50 to keep his foot on the gas for their amusement. He also blamed the older Meech for doing nothing to support his son's acting career. "Why didn't old boy look out for me and send him to acting school, Big Screech?" he began in the post on Instagram. "All your people that were out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you're the Black Pablo Escobar and F-ed him up. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone. You think people don't want to see you shine so bad, you wearing the baby's jewelry? B, give the baby back his jewelry." And well, the controversial mogul isn't fazed by former friend-turned-enemy Young Buck warning him to stop trolling Big Meech Flannery. The former G-Unit member advised 50 to quit playing with the BMF co-founder in a video on social media as 50 continues to call him out online. "Shout out to Big Meech, welcome home," Buck began. "Quit playing with dude, quit playing with dude. I'ma say that much." Responding to Buck's clip on Instagram, 50 brought up the past allegations he's made about the rapper's sexuality. "This fool fell out with me because he liked boys," 50 Cent wrote. "I didn't tell him to go loving on a tranny he couldn't resist like that bussy." Buck previously discussed being catfished by a trans woman during an interview with Vlad TV in 2021. Not everyone's reaction to the feud has been as negative as Young Buck's. The game recently showed love to 50 for the jokes he's been making. "Just seen a text from Lil Meech to 50 that got me dying. Lil Meech, you supposed to be like F you this BMF and I'm standing with my pops." The game is written over a black screen. "Now me and 50 have our own issues, but them S on pause while I post this." The fifth said, "What show, Lil?" and I damn near spit my water out. But one person is standing his ground in this war. Maybach music boss Ricky Rose. Ross is not letting up on 50 Cent as he recently took to his Instagram Live to troll him again over Big Meech. Reportedly, Rose hopped on the platform to let his fans and Fifth know that he's considering making his own BMF production. "I do want to do a BMF film, because you've been entertained by a lackluster small-budget series," he said while taking a shot at 50's Stars TV series surrounding the drug gang. "Now it's time to do a big-budget film. Which director?" He then went on to list a handful of big names, including F. Gary Gray, Antoine Fuqua, and Quentin Tarantino. All are great choices, concluding that, "It's a lot of legends. This is going to be big. I can feel it." He took a moment to have a good, long laugh before hyping himself up and dragging 50 down. "When you talking to a major player such as myself, the moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to piss off a little peon, you know what I mean? It's bigger. The world is much bigger." Rick Ross and 50 Cent's beef has been cooking for years. The rappers are constantly at odds, and the feud shows no signs of slowing down. The beef has been brewing for decades, spilling over into legal battles, outrageous allegations, and financial troubles. Both rappers, successful in their own rights, are known for diving headfirst into drama. The animosity reportedly began at the 2008 BET Hip Hop Awards, where Ross felt slighted by 50's demeanor towards him. 50 Cent, however, claimed he didn't recall any interaction with Ross at the event. "I ain't never had a confrontation with these N," 50 said in a video posted online. "I don't know these N. I know your name. I've seen your videos, but other than that, we ain't got no business together." Ross was pretty new to the scene in the late 2010s, but that did not stop him from taking direct jabs at 50 Cent. He released Mafia Music, a track containing lines that seemingly targeted 50 Cent's personal life, notably referencing his child support issues. Of course, 50 fired back, suggesting he was determined to ruin Ross's career. The G-Unit honcho later exacerbated the feud by interviewing Tia Kemp, the mother of one of Ross's children, who criticized Ross's authenticity and confirmed his history as a correctional officer. Ross countered with the track "Kiss My Pinky Ring Curly," continuing the back-and-forth diss exchanges. In an even more controversial move, 50 leaked a sex tape featuring Lastonia Leviston, the mother of Ross's child. Lastonia eventually filed a lawsuit against 50 over the leaked sex tape, citing severe emotional distress. The legal battle would continue for several years, with the rapper ultimately losing the dispute. However, that did not stop the feud between 50 and Ross. Tensions spilled into physical confrontations at the 2012 BET Hip Hop Awards, where 50 Cent's entourage members clashed with Gunplay, an artist who signed with Ross's Maybach music group. Things between the two rappers cooled off a bit by 2023. The feud reignited when 50 Cent mocked the sales of Too Good to Be True, a collaborative album between Rick Ross and Meek Mill. Ross responded by questioning 50 Cent's ownership of his music masters, suggesting he might purchase them himself. Their issues started when 50 was still beefing with Fat Joe. Ross and Joe are longtime friends, and in 2008, during an interview, 50 told the Miami rapper not to stand too close to Joe, or he would inherit his beef. Ross later responded with the song Mafia Music, dissed the G-Unit rapper, and they've been feuding ever since. Fat Joe and Fif have since squashed the beef and are now best of friends. In a recent interview, the award-winning rapper opened up about how he wasted too much arguing with Fat Joe and Cameron. "Look, I think we wasted too much time arguing, me and Fat Joe, me and Cameron," he revealed. "There's other guys like Jada, we cleared it up easier, but we wasted time because it was just the competitive nature. It wasn't like we crossed paths and had real heat for each other." The Inda Club rapper then explained that his feud with Joe continued because he's more like me. "When we're at odds, we are at odds, and we did that for a long time," 50 Cent said. "And because of his loyalty to Irv Gotti and Ja, because he worked with them, I was seeing him not be happy from the things that were making me happy." He added, "It's easy for me to say F you. If what makes me happy makes you unhappy, then we're not on the same page and it turns into some and I couldn't pinpoint what exactly happened." 50 Cent said there was no altercation or no specific thing that created it. "Now he's like my friend, and I don't care that he has relationships with people that I don't, because he's always had those relationships," the Many Men artist said. 50 Cent also addressed his 2-decade-long feud with Ja Rule, saying he's never spoken to him. Elsewhere in the conversation, the hip-hop star commented on the rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. "This is hip-hop. I think it's competitive to a degree, obviously. Even Drake, his position and the attitude and his choices, those are 50 Cent choices. Everybody got to get it then. When it becomes Drake versus Kendrick, it's because it's the only thing you can put up against Drake's success," 50 Cent said. He explained that the Hotline Bling performer is experiencing a backlash from success. "I don't see a loss for Drake," 50 Cent said. "The people who bought Drake material are going to buy Drake material when his next song comes out. Now, the S that I do, it ruins your whole effing career." Well, someone once said beefing with 50 Cent is career suicide. So the big question is, will Lil Meech and his son Lil Meech survive? Only time will tell. And that's it from us today until next time. Thank you for watching.